It's Jake like the rings in every city. Slick with the moves, ain't nothing here pretty.
Welcome to the Souls of the Horizon and J-Cat Adventures. This is Jay Bahari's attempt to shine a light on a heartbreaking reality, to bring hope where there was none. This story, this mission, is his way of saying to the world, these children matter, their voices matter, and we should not stop until every one of them is found. Note, this story contains mature themes and may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Let's go. The untold fight to save missing children. Echoes of the unspoken. The night was dense with mist, a low fog blanketing the streets and weaving through the silent alleys like a restless spirit. J-Cat, the ever-resourceful and sharp-eyed leader of their small but determined group, stood on the rooftop of an abandoned factory, surveying the city below. This wasn't just any night. It marked the beginning of a mission that could shift the course of countless lives. This was about the missing children, the whispers that went unheeded, the faces that faded from posters, the stories left untold. "Do you have the coordinates?" J-Cat asked, his voice sharp but steady as he adjusted the tactical goggles resting on his forehead. His feline-like instincts, partly a nickname and partly earned through years of daring missions, were heightened. There was no room for error tonight. "Got 'em right here," said Eli, the team's tech wizard, holding up a tablet glowing with information. His wiry frame was hunched over the screen as he traced satellite images and heat maps. Eli had spent weeks tracking strange patterns in the city, delivery vans going off-grid, warehouses suddenly sealed tight, and whispers on the dark web of an ominous organization called the Whispering Veil. "They're keeping them here," Eli continued, pointing to a sprawling compound on the edge of the map. "It's fortified, but I've already hacked their external systems. Once we're in, it's up to you guys." "And by you guys, he means me," said Zara, cracking her knuckles with an audible pop. Zara was the muscle of the group, a fighter with a heart as fierce as her punches. Her dark braids were tied back, her eyes gleaming with a mix of fury and determination. She had her reasons for being here, personal ones she rarely shared. But they all had reasons. This mission wasn't just about justice. It was about redemption. As the team prepared to set out, the weight of their task pressed on them. Each of them thought about the faces of the children they had failed to save in the past, the nights spent haunted by memories of empty rooms and grieving families. Tonight, they wouldn't let the shadows win. Every year, nearly 1 million children vanished worldwide. Some were taken by known traffickers, some lured by promises of safety or opportunity, others simply disappeared without a trace. And for too long, the world seemed to move on. Governments issued statements, news outlets ran sob stories for a week before shifting their attention to the next big headline. But the missing? Their voices echoed in silence, their stories cut short. J-Cat and his team had stumbled into this underworld by accident years ago while investigating a seemingly unrelated case. What they found shook them to their core, a network so vast, so shadowy, it spanned continents. The Whispering Veil wasn't just a trafficking ring, it was a syndicate, with its tentacles deep in politics, corporations, and law enforcement. They operated in whispers and shadows, and their ultimate goal was terrifyingly unclear. But one thing was certain, the children they took were never seen again. J-Cat remembered the first time he saw the Veil's handiwork. It was a rundown apartment in the city's outskirts, a place the authorities had written off as a squatter's den. What they found inside was chilling, remnants of a makeshift holding area for children, chains bolted to the walls, crumpled drawings scattered across the floor, and a single worn teddy bear left behind. It was that moment that lit a fire in him, a resolve that grew with every case they uncovered. And so, J-Cat and his team made it their mission to bring them back. Each new discovery only deepened their commitment. Each child's face became a part of their memories, a reason to keep fighting no matter the cost. As the team approached the compound, the weight of what they were about to do settled over them. They had a plan, of course, but plans rarely survived first contact with reality. Zara led the charge, her boots crunching softly against the gravel as they approached the rear entrance. Eli had disabled the cameras and motion sensors for a 2-minute window, anything beyond that, and they'd be flying blind. "You're sure this is the right place?" whispered Milo, the team's medic and voice of reason. His usually calm demeanor was strained, his hands tightening around the strap of his medical kit. J-Cat nodded, his eyes fixed ahead. "This is it." They slipped through the gate, moving like shadows. Inside, the compound was eerily quiet. Rows of nondescript buildings loomed around them, their windows dark and lifeless. But J-Cat's gut told him they weren't alone. "Eli, where's the main building?" he asked through their comms. The largest structure, north side. Heat signatures indicate about 20 people inside, but I can't confirm their identities. Let's move, J-Cat ordered. They reached the north building without incident, but the moment they stepped inside, the atmosphere shifted. The air was heavy, oppressive. Rows of metal cages lined the walls, some empty, others filled with discarded toys and tattered blankets. It was a haunting reminder of who they were here to save. J-Cat's chest tightened as he imagined the fear these children must have felt. Suddenly, a low hum filled the air. Lights flickered on, and the sound of footsteps echoed down the hall. Ambush! J-Cat hissed, drawing his weapon. The team scattered, taking cover as armed guards poured into the room. Zara was the first to strike, her fists ablur as she took down 2 guards in quick succession. Milo stayed low, dragging Eli behind a stack of crates while J-Cat provided cover fire. "We need to find the kids," J-Cat shouted. Eli's voice crackled in his ear. "There's a sublevel beneath us. The kids are there." "Zara, with me. Milo, cover Eli," J-Cat ordered, sprinting toward a staircase at the far end of the room. The sublevel was a labyrinth of corridors and locked rooms. The team worked quickly, breaking down doors and scanning for signs of life. Finally, they found them, a group of children huddled in a corner, their faces pale and hollow with fear. J-Cat knelt down, his voice soft but firm. "It's okay. We're here to take you home." The children hesitated, their trust eroded by countless betrayals. But one by one, they stepped forward, clinging to the team as they led them back upstairs. The sound of gunfire and shouting grew louder as more guards descended upon them. Zara fought like a whirlwind, her strength a shield for the others. Just as they reached the exit, a figure stepped into their path, a man with cold eyes and an unsettling smile. He was dressed in a tailored suit, his presence radiating authority. "You've meddled in something far beyond your understanding," he said, his voice calm and chilling. J-Cat didn't hesitate. "And you've taken something far beyond forgiveness." The final confrontation was brutal, but the team prevailed. As they loaded the children into waiting vehicles, J-Cat couldn't help but feel a pang of guilt. They had saved these kids, but how many more were still out there? The fight continues. Back at their safe house, the children were reunited with their families, their cries of joy a bittersweet reminder of the work that still lay ahead. J-Cat stood by the window, watching the sunrise. He knew this wasn't the end, it was just one battle in a war that would never truly be over. But for now, they had given these children a chance to dream again, to speak again. "We did good," Zara said, joining him. J-Cat nodded. "We did. But we're not done." The echoes of the unspoken still lingered, but J-Cat and his team were determined to turn those whispers into a roar. They would fight on. Please continue to shine a light on the darkness, to bring hope where there was none. This story, this mission, is a way of saying to the world, these children matter, their voices matter, and don't stop until every one of them is heard. This story is my way of shining a light on the silent tragedy of missing children around the world. Why this story matters, the untold fight to save missing children, echoes of the unspoken. Every year, countless children vanish without a trace, leaving behind devastated families, unanswered questions, and a silence that screams for justice. These children, innocent lives stolen from their futures, deserve to be more than a fleeting headline or a forgotten statistic. This story, Echoes of the Unspoken, is more than fiction. It's a call to action. It shines a light on the shadows where these tragedies unfold, bringing attention to a global crisis that too often goes unnoticed. Through the courage of J-Cat and his team, we explore the tireless fight against forces that thrive on secrecy and silence. But this is more than just a story, it's a reminder. A reminder to listen to the echoes of those who cannot speak for themselves. To care because every missing child is someone's son, daughter, brother, or sister. To act because awareness and compassion can drive change. You have the power to make a difference. Share this story, talk about the issue, and keep the conversation alive. Together, we can amplify the voices of the unspoken and fight for a world where no child is forgotten. Because they matter. And so does this fight. Together, we can raise awareness and fight for their return. Thank you for listening.
And that's a wrap on another thrilling episode. From heart-pounding action to emotional connections, Jay Bahari will never fails to excite. Don't miss the next adventure. Subscribe now for more suspense, romance, fantasy and mystery. Want to dive deeper? Grab an ebook on Etsy or a paperback on Amazon to keep the excitement going. You can also catch the podcast on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, or Amazon Music. If you're hooked on the Souls of the Horizon and J-Cat adventures, show your support today. Click the link to donate, and help us continue creating the stories you love. Until next time, stay adventurous, there's no mystery is too big to solve. Disclaimer and notes. The Adventures of the Souls of the Horizon and J-Cat Adventures is a work of fiction. The characters, events, and settings depicted in this series are the products of the author's imagination and are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to real persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. This series contains mature themes, including but not limited to romantic and erotic content, that may not be suitable for all audiences. Reader discretion is advised. The depictions of relationships, encounters, and situations are intended for entertainment purposes only and do not reflect real-life practices or endorse any specific behaviors. The portrayal of characters, including their actions and interactions, is intended to be a dramatic and fictional narrative. The series is not intended to promote or condone any form of violence, exploitation, or abuse. The characters of the Souls of the Horizon and J-Cat Adventures, while depicted as a hero in fictional scenarios, is a creation meant to entertain and should not be considered a role model for real-life behavior. Readers are reminded that this is a work of fiction and should enjoy it as such. Any interpretations or applications of the content within real-world contexts are the responsibility of the reader. The author and publishers disclaim any liability for actions taken by readers based on fictional portrayals and scenarios in the series. Notes: J. Bahari, the imaginative mind behind the Souls of the Horizon and the Adventures of J-Cat, has a unique talent for weaving tales of mystery, romance, fantasy and adventure. With a flair for creating captivating characters and intricate plots. J. Bahari's storytelling is enriched by a deep understanding of human nature and a keen eye for detail, crafting narratives that resonate with both excitement and emotional depth. Each episode of The Souls of the Horizon and J-Cat's Adventures is a testament to Bahari's ability to blend intrigue with passion, creating a world where the extraordinary becomes reality. In this creative journey, J. Bahari has harnessed the power of artificial intelligence to enhance the storytelling process. With the help of AI input, Bahari has been able to explore new dimensions of creativity, pushing the boundaries of conventional storytelling to deliver an experience that is both innovative and compelling. Together, J. Bahari and AI have crafted a series that not only entertains but also captivates the imagination, inviting readers into a world where seduction and suspense intertwine in the most alluring ways. This collaboration stands as a testament to the endless possibilities that arise when human creativity meets cutting-edge technology, forging a path to stories that are as mesmerizing as they are unforgettable.
Of compassion, he decodes old school soul in a digital age. J. Bahari's love